Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night to some. Let's get this weird. So today we're gonna talk about guarding our hearts, man, and our mind. But above all else, guarding our hearts even above our mind, and we're gonna talk about why. So when Jesus tells us that nobody gets to the Father except through me, and then Scripture reminds us and talks to us about how David um, was after God's own heart, right? And so we are discussing the heart of God and then the mind of Jesus, understanding that Jesus represents salvation, which is our way of thinking, and God represents the heart. So that's the strongest frequency. Everybody think like it's the mind, but it's actually the heart. And let's get to why and how it is the heart. And so you ever notice how when you're around people, you have a tendency to pick up what others feel. You never know what the next person is thinking though. Like nobody knows what somebody else is thinking until you first perceive what they feel, right? And so when he tells us to guard our hearts above all else, he is ultimately telling us that out of the abundance of it, the mouth speaks, and not this mouth, but energetically. If there is something abundantly in your heart, other people can feel it without you even saying a word. And so he's ultimately showing us where the two or more are gathered, there he is in the midst. Whether that be negative, positive, because it's understanding that God is both negative and positive. He's both the lion and the lamb, right? But he gives us the ability to transmute even negative things into positivity as long as we're not harming anyone. And so we have the ability to take negative thoughts captive and either not allow them to flow to our heart by dismissing the thought immediately, or if it do even enter the heart, to use it as a teaching or write it down, use it as some sort of art. You know what I'm saying? We do have the power to transmute what is perceived as negativity into positivity. Hence, the enemy meant it for evil, but God used it for his good. Reference in scripture. And so I say all this to say that let's guard our hearts, people. Above all else, let's guard our hearts, okay? With that being said, y'all be blessed.